Yeah. Dr. James J.C. Cooley. The James Cooley Show. Dr. James J.C. Cooley. It's the James Cooley Show. It's your life. Let's go. It's the James Cooley Show. It's your life. Dr. James J.C. Cooley. All right.
The James Cooley Show, It's Your Life, can be heard every Sunday at 9 p.m. right here on The Answer San Diego. Life is full of circles, cycles, phases, and stages. It's your choice to ignore or embrace them. Motivational speaker, author, military veteran, and founder of the J.C. Cooley Foundation, James Cooley, and his guest will inspire and equip you to strive for your own greatness and overcome adversities. Listen to The James Cooley Show, It's Your Life, every Sunday at 9 p.m. right here on The Answer San Diego.
The James Cooley Show, It's Your Life, can be heard every Sunday at 6 p.m. right here on 660 AM The Answer in Dallas-Fort Worth. Life is full of circles, cycles, phases, and stages. It's your choice to ignore them or embrace them. Motivational speaker, author, military veteran, and founder of the J.C. Cooley Foundation, James Cooley, and his guests will inspire and equip you to strive for your own greatness and overcome adversities. Listen to The James Cooley Show, It's Your Life, every Sunday at 6 p.m. right here on 660 AM The Answer in Dallas-Fort Worth.
Yeah. Dr. James J.C. Cooley. The James Cooley Show. It's your life. Yeah.
Hello, welcome to the James Cooley Show, It's Your Life. I'm your host, Dr. James J.C. Cooley, and we got an absolutely great show, fantastic show actually coming your way. This young lady that's on the show today is doing so many great things, and she's been doing these great things over the years, and she's helping a whole lot of folks out. She's running an organization that is, I believe, that is so needed for the type of patients that we're going to talk about and just the things that they are doing. So I'm excited to have her back on the show. She's been on the show quite a few times, and it's always an absolute pleasure to have her on to talk about this great organization that she is doing. How you doing, Michelle?
Hi, I'm doing great. And, October, we are celebrating Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And this guest on our show has been on the show before to talk about the foundation, I would say the company or corporation or that is supporting those who are experiencing this this terrible disease, breast cancer. And we're here to celebrate her, what she's doing, but also learn a little bit more information about the organization she's part of. So we're glad that she's back on the show today.
Yeah, it's a nonprofit organization, Michelle, and is so needed, not just in California, but all around the country and around the world. So I want to get started with this. Can you please do the honors by introducing the title of the show, the purpose of the show, and introducing this great returning guest?
Yeah, so the title of today's show is called Michelle's Place, and we're having a conversation with Kim Gerrish. She's the executive director of Michelle's Place. She's also Rotarian and currently serves on the governing board of Temecula Valley Hospital, and she's also a certified fundraising executive. We're going to talk about Breast Cancer Awareness Month and what Michelle's Place, the services that it offers those who are going through breast cancer, and we're going to talk about the impact it has made within the community. So again, Kim Gerrish, she's a proud Rotarian, and she's a past president of the Temecula Rotary Club. And she, like I said, she's a governing board member of Temecula Valley Hospital and a certified fundraising executive. She's a graduate of San Diego State University. Kim began her career in advertising before joining Michelle's Place in 2003 as its first employee. Over the past 2 decades, she has dedicated herself to ensuring access to compassionate, comprehensive cancer support throughout the community. Outside her work, she enjoys camping, traveling, spending time with her family, especially her grandson Walker, and cheering on her beloved San Diego Chargers. Please welcome back to the show, Kim Gerrish.
How you doing, Kim?
I'm great. I mean, with that kind of intro, how bad could it be?
It's always a pleasure having you on the show.
Oh, thanks, James. Good to be back. Thank you.
Organization, Michelle Place, and over the years, I have watched it grow. I mean, you're doing a tremendous job, and you have helped and continue to help so many patients to get an understanding. Not just that, but their families and organizations and everything, just bringing awareness to cancer. So just like Michelle said, this is awareness of my breast cancer awareness month. So Kim, for the people that just now tuning in to you that didn't see you on the last couple of times that you was on, can you tell our viewers and listeners a little bit about you? What make you click? Why you so passionate about what you do?
Right. Well, James, I have the opportunity to serve as the executive director of Michelle's Place, but I get every single day. I'm given the why of why I do work. Literally right outside my door is the front door of Michelle's Place, which is a 10,000 square foot cancer resource center. So we have cancer patients coming in every single day who, are newly diagnosed, who are about to have surgery, who may or may not have cancer yet, who are just scared because they found something, doctors have found something suspicious. So I get witness to how we make an impact and make a difference every single day. They always, they come in scared, they come in worried, and they always leave way better than they got here. So I'm just daily fed with that motivation to do better and to do more and to advocate for cancer patients, because it's just scary. A cancer diagnosis, no matter the diagnosis, is just terrifying to hear that word from your physician. And we just want to be here for them and walk alongside them. And sometimes really that's all it is just being there for someone to tell their story, to listen to their fears, and to let them know, you're not alone. We're right here with you. Whatever that looks like, we're not leaving.
Yeah. So I know that you were the first employee at Michelle Place. Can you share the story of how Michelle Place came about and how you became the executive director?
Sure. So that was a really long time ago, James. I was their first employee, as you mentioned, almost 23 years ago now. And it was just, we served only breast cancer patients for the first 17 years here at Michelle's Place, because Michelle Watson, of whom Michelle's Place was named, was only 23 when she was diagnosed with 4th stage breast cancer. And that was young. She was young, she was healthy, she was a vegetarian, she had no family history. And so it was a huge shock to her and to her family when she was diagnosed at such a late stage. She did find a lump when she was 18. She was on the Colorado State swim team, healthy, adventurous, active. And, she did feel a lump, and she went and had it checked out. And the physician at the school just told her, it's probably nothing. You're young, you're healthy. Don't worry about it. And so she didn't worry about it. She went on with schooling. She graduated college, moved back to Temecula, and studied holistic health. She was teaching swim. And then she was going to join the Peace Corps. And when she went to go apply for the Peace Corps, went through the physical, the physician found the lump and did testing and found that it was 4th stage breast cancer. So this really, it devastated her on so many levels, because you can imagine, we'll be 25 years old next month, James. By the way, Michelle's Place will be 25 years old. We'll celebrate our anniversary. But, Michelle was going through this probably 27, 28 years ago, and things were so different back then. Treatment was different, and in Temecula was different. There was really nothing here at all. And she struggled with that, to find somebody to talk to that knew what she was going through, to understand what a young person with such a devastating diagnosis was going through. And she found, through family and friends, a place in Santa Barbara called the Santa Barbara Breast Center. And although she never utilized their services, she went there, she visited there. She saw this beautiful, looked like someone's family room when she walked in. Someone to talk to that was her age, young survivors and thrivers, a lending library. They had meditation and Reiki, really just a place for the cancer patient and not for the cancer. Because everywhere she went, again, she was so young. Everywhere she went, it was like, oh my God, you're so young. You must have family history, or why, it's always about the cancer and the questions around her diagnosis. And this place in Santa Barbara was about her and her soul and her well-being. And she looked at her parents and said, you got to do something like this down there. And so 7 months after she passed away at the age of 26, they started the first Michelle's Place. And, that's where the story begins. And that's where my journey started just 2 years later. When someone passes, everyone's very passionate. And so family and friends jumped in, and they had this teeny tiny 600 square foot space with some wigs and a support group. But it had been a couple of years since Michelle had passed, and, passion kind of wanes a little bit. And they knew they needed someone to come in and spread the word about the resources, talk about early detection of breast cancer, and be there for people of any age who were fighting. And so they had a very small family grant. So they put an ad in the newspaper. Remember when you used to put ads in the newspaper, James?
Oh, yeah.
You put ad in the newspaper for a part-time marketing person. And I saw the ad, and that was my background at San Diego State, marketing and journalism. I thought, this is perfect. This is amazing. I'd love to work for a women's cancer center. And little did I know, the work ahead of me. But I applied, and I met the family, Bill and Marilyn Watson, Michelle's parents, and their other children. And I just fell in love with them. And I saw the passion, and I saw the pain in their eyes. And I knew that this wasn't just a job that I was interviewing for. This was really the legacy of their daughter. And it was very important that it be done well. And it hit me like it literally took the wind out of me to hear them talk about what they were hoping to achieve in her name. And so I was all in. I could not do it, I guess is how I put it. But I started, and again, every person that I meet that needs help or support or is touched by our services motivates me daily to just work harder and do more. And since that time, we expanded to serve all cancers now. So men, women, and children, any kind of cancer. We're helping over 4,000 cancer patients and their families every year. And it's not going anywhere. And so again, my motivation is not just to ensure they have resources, but to advocate for them, for treatment, for cancer services here in my local community, and for people to be in charge and to be educated in their health, because it's just the healthcare system is broken. It's very hard to navigate, and that's hard when you're sick and you don't feel well and you're scared. And we don't want people to do that alone. We want them to feel alone. So empowering them to make their decisions for their health is really important to me too.
Yeah, empowering. That's the key. We're going to take a station break, but I tell you what, we're going to come back right after the break and continue this great discussion. If you want to be part of the conversation, regardless of which platform that you might be watching us on, was it E360 television, transfer TV, YouTube, LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, and over 80 other live platforms. Welcome to the show. If you want to be part of, just go to the comments on the platform that you're watching us on. Ask any questions that you might have. I promise you we'll get you an answer. It's your life, and we'll see you shortly after the break.
Really get a chance to know who you are. And once you know who you are, you truly know who you are, love who you are. Love who you are. You're a masterpiece. Love who you are. Love who you were born to be. Love me some me. That's what I'm talking about. When you leave high school, you gotta know today or tomorrow, or hopefully today, what your plans are. Hopefully, there is no bad decision unless there is no plan. Create, collaborate, commit with confidence. Commit with what? Commit with what? And everything that you do.
Dr. James, JC, Cooley, the James Cooley Show. It's your life.
Hello, welcome back to the James Cooley Show. It's your life, and I'm here talking to Kim Gerrish, Michelle Place, Executive Director. And I tell you, they are doing so many great things, not just for breast cancer, but all type of cancer. They have evolved over the years, and so it's not all just about women. It's about children. It's about men. It's about everybody. And so I tell you what, if you don't know anything about them, you might want to look them up. Because cancer tends to catch every family at one time or another. I know that cancer runs in my family, and I have had 4 siblings to pass from cancer. So it's a tough one. But understanding that you got organizations that cares, especially Michelle Place. It's kind of bring comfort to you or anyone else in the family or friends if they are diagnosed with that. So hey Kim, so what specific services does Michelle Place provide for individuals facing breast cancer and the other cancers that are diagnosed?
Right. So we have a wide variety of programs and services. At the center itself, like I said, we have 10,000 square feet of space here. So we're offering 50 different programs a month. And obviously you can access our calendar on our website at michellesplace.org to see what different programs we have currently happening. And that's everything from a variety of support groups, a men's support group, a Spanish speaking support group, a newly diagnosed support group, a variety of support groups. We have behavioral health. So we have, mental health is a huge priority for us because cancer is scary, but, it just complicates the rest of your life as well. And then relationships as well. So we have one-on-one counseling for you or your children and your significant other. We have transportation to medical appointments to and from. We have financial assistance, temporary financial assistance for those that are in treatment. And then we have everything from, following Michelle's lead with the holistic and whole body health. We have Reiki, we have weekly Tai Chi, sound baths, yoga every Thursday. And then we have educational seminars talking about educating and empowering. So we'll typically have those once a month. On a variety of topics, everything from, oncologists to nutrition, those kinds of things as well. And then we do have a nutritionist and it's called the Comfort Kitchen that we have on Friday and talks about cooking and healthy eating. And they walk you through that and give you a recipe and they make a meal together. So it's a variety of things for a little bit of everything. But, talking about breast cancer, James, we do have specific resources for them. And we have bras and prosthesis if you've had a mastectomy. We have surgery kits, chemotherapy kits, wigs, scarves, hats, all that kind of good stuff too. We want to make sure you're covered and you're taken care of, and love to talk to you before you head into your journey so we can make sure you're fully prepared.
So Kim, with breast cancer being diagnosed at younger ages now, how is Michelle Place addressing the shift in their awareness campaigns?
Yeah, it's really interesting. Breast cancer is still the leading cause, the leading cancer in women. So it's definitely a focus. It's still a conversation. Early detection right now, still the very best tool we have is getting your annual mammogram and knowing your body, doing your monthly self-breast exams. So the younger women, right, aren't typically going to go get a screening mammogram until you're 35 or 40. So just know your body. That's what we tell women all the time. Know what is your normal. And if anything seems out of place, pain, lumps, bumps, just looking different, make sure your doctor is aware, and know that a doctor cannot look at your breasts and tell you if you have cancer or not. The only way to know if you have cancer is to have a biopsy. So you got to be your own best advocate out there, ladies. You really have to be your own best advocate. If you don't feel like something's right, and that's not even just your breasts, any other part of your body, you're the one who knows your body best. And if there's something different, wrong, changing, make sure you get it checked out. Make sure you push for those tests, diagnostic tests, screenings, just until you're satisfied with the answer, because you really are the only one who's fighting for you.
So what are some of the common myths and misconceptions about breast cancer that you and your work has to dispel?
That is a really good question, James, because we often are told by women, it doesn't run in my family. I don't have any family history. And they think that is the leading factor in getting breast cancer, which is not true. Less than 20% of breast cancers are hereditary. So the one factor that makes you most susceptible to getting breast cancer is the fact that you're a woman, really, truly. Having it in your family really... yes, you're more prone, right, to getting breast cancer if you do have family history or if you have the BRCA gene. But the reality is just being a woman is your largest factor. And so again, getting doing your monthly breast exams and getting your screening mammograms are the only way to get to be sure, right, and to be ahead of it, because early detection is key. That's the other thing I think is most notable about breast cancer. In most cases, the earlier you catch it, the better it is. And that's the reality of most of the breast cancers. I think the other thing that people don't know about breast cancer is that there are different kinds of breast cancer. So there's not just one kind of breast cancer and one kind of treatment. It's very, very complex, and everyone's body is different, right? And that's, I think, with everything, how you manage sickness and how your body reacts to medicines and treatments. And so it's the same with breast cancer too, right? So there's different kinds with different kinds of treatments. They've done an enormous amount of work and research in breast cancer, and treatment is far better than it ever has been. In the 23 years I've been doing this, we're in a much better place than we were. We're not there yet, but it's definitely promising.
And you got Andrew here saying that, I mean, and it's true, a person, you are the one who knows yourself and knows your body, you know. So he said that was a great statement, which
Yeah.
it was. You know, so Kim,
Mhm.
how, when should a person, let me put it this, how early should individuals begin screening or self monitoring, especially if they don't have a family
Sure.
history?
Yep. So at the very latest, your just baseline screening mammogram, if you've never had any issues or symptoms or abnormalities, it should be at 40 years old. And you should get one every single year, starting at 40 years old. If your family has had breast cancer, so if my mom had breast cancer when she was 40 years old, then I would start getting my screening mammogram at 30. So it's 10 years prior to her diagnosis is when you should get your first screening mammogram. And you tell your physician that my mom was diagnosed at 40 years old with breast cancer, regardless of the kind she had, whether she carries a gene or not, you get your first screening mammogram 10 years before your mom was diagnosed, or your aunt or whomever. You can talk them into it. But if there's family history, that changes everything as well. If you get BRCA tested, which is the breast cancer gene, then your doctor will probably start earlier than that.
You know, so what are some of the educational programs or workshop do you offer to help people understand the importance of early detection?
Right. So we'll have, like I said, we host educational seminars typically monthly, and we also provide access to other podcasts, programs like this, right? We definitely have access through the web and through other digital media to help people understand the risk factors and what they should know, which is so great. Our patient navigators that we have here, we have 3 patient navigators that do active listening. They're community health workers certified, so they can direct you to that kind of information. So it might not even just be breast, but if you want information on colon cancer or prostate cancer or any of those kinds of risk factors, and then to get more information about when to get screenings and who to talk to, we're always happy to help and direct you in that way.
You know, for people that are watching this show and they are listening greatly, and if they think that or they don't know, but just listening to you, think that they might need to get checked out, what would be some recommendations that you would give them?
Right. So if you have insurance, go to your primary care provider and ask them about it. Tell them that you want a screening mammogram. I'll tell you, in the state of California, 40 years old, the insurance has to pay for it 100% to have a screening mammogram and any follow-up care if there's any symptoms. So start with your primary care. If you don't have insurance, go to your local clinic, because again, I'll reference California. In California, there's a program called Every Woman Counts. You can look it up. It also covers well woman visits and any kind of women's health issues. If you're uninsured, they will enroll you in that program. It's obviously income qualified and helps enroll you in a kind of a emergency Medi-Cal situation, but that you can get, especially if you have a symptom or you're concerned about something that's going on in your body, they'll help you get the tests that you need to ensure that you're good, and then any subsequent treatment that you might need.
So how does Michelle Place support clients emotionally, mentally throughout their cancer journey?
Yeah. Well, it's different for everyone, but what we've learned, James, over all this time, is really everyone just needs to be heard. They just need to tell their story, right? And there's a little empathy and a little sympathy for them, understanding, just active listening. I think it's a rare thing these days to be able to just sit across from someone, person to person, and listen to them, really listen to them. And that's what we do here is we don't want you to feel alone, and we want you to feel heard. And sometimes that's all they need. And as they grow that relationship with their patient navigator, because that patient navigator walks with them this whole time. So if they need something, if they're worried about something, if they just left their doctor's appointment, they can text their navigator, they can email them, they can call them up, they can come by because they don't need an appointment. If they just need to talk to them because they got some alarming news, or the doctor said something they don't understand and they need to talk, we're here for them. And that's our number one resource at Michelle's Place, is just being here for you, walking the path with you.
That's so important to know that Michelle Place is there. They're walking the path, they're educating others, and bringing early detection, means through training, through just getting out there, just informing. So Kim, we've got to take a station break.
Okay.
We'll come back. We got a lot more to talk about Michelle Place. So whichever platform that you're watching us on, if you want to be part of this great discussion, all you have to do is just go to the comments, ask any question that you might have. I promise you we'll get you an answer. It's your life, and we'll see you shortly after the break.
Dr. J.C. Cooley. It's the J. Cooley Show. It's your life.
The future is here.
Now is the time to pursue the greatness in you. Welcome to Viridian Christian University, where faith meets future. We are a fully accredited, 100% online Christian university. We offer bachelor's degree, master's and doctorate degree programs, built for students like you. Affordable tuitions, 30+ degree programs, 100% online and flexible, integrating faith with learning. Study from anywhere at your pace. At VCU, we do not just prepare you for a degree. We prepare you for purpose. Discover who you are, grow in faith, and build a future that impacts the world.
Are you ready to start your journey today?
Visit www.viridianchristianuniversity.com.
Apply today and be among the global leaders.
Hi, I'm Dr. Michelle Cooley. Heart disease research saves lives. It's that simple. Thanks to medical advancements funded by the American Heart Association, more women are surviving heart attacks, strokes, and other cardiovascular diseases than ever before. But there's still so much work to do.
Hi, I'm Dr. James J.C. Cooley, and I'm raising funds to support life-saving research because every heartbeat is worth fighting for. In honor of Women's History Month, please join me in support of the American Heart Association and women's health.
The J. Cooley Show. It's your life. That's right.
Hello, welcome back to the James Cooley Show. It's your life, and as you know, we got a special guest here, Kim Gerrish, uh, who's executive director of Michelle Place, and also want everybody to understand that this month is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and as Kim is talking about in discussion, everyone need to be aware of that. Just like she just mentioned, women should start at least start um, getting breast exams and etc. at the age of 40, especially if you have a history of that in your family. And that every year after that, just want to repeat that. And, so it's so important to, uh, if you think you got the lumps and or whatever that is, early detection. Early detection is the number one key, I believe, to survival or to keep it from spread. Yeah. So, Kim, what are your thoughts on that?
On which part?
The early detection.
Oh, yeah, that is essential. Again, not all breast cancers can be caught early, or if caught early, provide freedom from further treatments. But the majority are life saving if you catch it early in earlier stages, and the treatments are just so much more bearable, with the early stages versus like a fourth stage or later stage breast cancer diagnosis is just so much more difficult. So highly recommended. People tell me all the time, but a mammogram is so painful. And I tell them, well, so is a mastectomy and radiation treatment. So the mastectomy or the mammogram is far less invasive and far less painful than cancer treatment. So get it done every year. And just, it's just one of those things you got to do. It'll save your life.
Absolutely. Do you offer services specifically tailored to young adults diagnosed with breast cancer?
We do. We actually do. We have one of our patient navigators, Allison, is very passionate about what they call the AYA community, which is the adolescent and young adult cancer community. Because they have a whole separate set of issues, right? When Allison was diagnosed, she had 3 little tiny kids. She was just starting her career. She was young, in her marriage. And so their issues are very different than someone who's older, in their 50s or 60s who's going through cancer. And we could really, it really resonated with me when she brought it to my attention that, there's different needs there. And because again, also Michelle felt the same way. And so how important it is to meet those people where they are and the needs that they have. There's a lot of issue around like fertility, because some of these women haven't even had children yet. And so this treatment sometimes causes infertility or sterilization for that matter, or potentially could affect your ability to have babies later. So there's educational seminars and a lot of information on just freezing your eggs, right? And being able to revisit that later. Conversations like that and around intimacy and getting married and how your body changes so significantly after a mastectomy and what to do around that, who to talk to about that kind of stuff. So there's a lot about the AYA community that we could do for them. And so Allison has spent a lot of time and energy creating resources for them. She has a special support group. She calls it Coffee with Allison, really because when she started working here, she just started reaching out to some of our young cancer patients because we have them, right? They just couldn't come to groups in different classes because they didn't feel like it was for them, or they didn't have childcare because they have small children, or, a variety of topics and reasons why they couldn't access our current programs. So how do we make programs that are more accessible for them? And so we started doing more around that and having family group nights where we do have somebody watching the kids or entertaining them while mom gets to participate in some educational seminars or a cooking class, and creating relationships and finding support with other women who are in her same scenario. So yeah, really a huge important piece of the cancer community, and one that we're focusing on, certainly.
So Kim, so how does Michelle Place support caregivers and families of those that are impacted by cancer.
Right. Yeah. Being a caregiver of a cancer patient is just anyone who's ill, right? It's just a tough job. It's a full-time job. There's no days off. There's no hours, right? It's full-time every day, all the time. And so we're aware of that. And it's tough to meet their needs, James, because if you think about it, that's what they're doing. Their full-time job is with their loved one. And so they can't come and attend a support group, right? They can't go to a class because they're busy caring for someone. And so trying to meet them where they are is, again, a goal. We do have counseling, which I know a lot of the families of our cancer patients utilize here, and we could do that via Zoom. So the telemed has been really fantastic. It's a great resource, a gift from COVID, if you will, people learning how to do that more efficiently and effectively. So, and just really, again, the listening and helping them and working with them and through them. What are their needs? What are some things we can do or help find a resource for you so you can take a break? Having people come in and respite care for them. So there's a variety of things we can do, but it is very, it's personal for each and every case and different. So we just like to talk to them and see what we can do to help.
So I believe that communities are so important in everything that we do, especially in supporting people in their communities with problems and issues, cancer. So what roles do you think the community outreach plays in your mission, and how do you engage the underserved population?
Yeah. Our community, I mean, James, you know where we are. This community is like no other. I mean, we literally could not do what we do without the community that supports us. And that's the businesses, the individuals, the groups, the Rotary clubs that step in all the time to help us with the things that we need, the people we need to serve. And then, just even our local governments really supporting us, through grant funding and stuff for some of our programming that we do. Because, every community, underserved means something different for me. It's not necessarily just the poor or the homeless or, those without basic needs. Add a cancer diagnosis to that, and it's exasperated tenfold. And so we're very lucky that in our community, we have nonprofits that we work with and collaborate with to make sure those needs are met. So we do have, a vast and wide support group, if you will, of other organizations that help us make sure that those needs are met.
So how does Michelle Place work with local healthcare providers to ensure access to screening and care is available?
Right. It's a struggle. I'm not going to lie. It's not easy. We just, again, in my local immediate community, it's tough because resources are limited for screenings. We do, especially in October, Breast Cancer Awareness Month, we work with several different providers, Loma Linda Medical Center here, and then RadNet, which is a imaging facility. They provide us free screening mammograms to give to those that don't have insurance who need them. So I'll just put this out there anyway, not just in October, but if you need a screening mammogram, we will get you one. We will find a way and a resource to ensure that you get that. So there's literally no reason why you can't get a screening mammogram if you come to Michelle's Place or call. We do work with local providers to help get those at least in October, but I can get them outside of October too. So breast cancer happens all year round, guys, not just this month. So call anytime.
Yeah, breast cancer, doesn't have a specific date or month, so it happens all year round. I'll tell you, we're going to take another station break, but we got a whole new segment coming your way. If you want to be part of this great conversation with Kim Gerrish, and if you got any questions on yourself or you got any questions about your friends or family, this is the time to go to the comments on whichever platform that you're watching us on. Ask any question that you might have. I promise you we'll get you an answer. It's your life, and we'll see you shortly after the break.
Viridian Christian University, we believe education is more than just a degree. It's a pathway to a purpose-driven life. Whether you're advancing your career, pursuing a passion, or building a new future, VCU's 100% online programs give you the flexibility to learn on your terms, anywhere, anytime. With expert faculty, personalized mentorship, and a faith-centered approach, you'll gain the skills, knowledge, and leadership you need to make a lasting impact. VCU offers bachelor's, master's, and doctorate degrees, each designed to empower you for success in today's fast-changing world. Join a global community of believers, learners, and leaders. Ready to start your journey? Viridian Christian University, transforming lives, empowering futures. Visit us at ViridianChristianUniversity.com. That's ViridianChristianUniversity.com.
Hello, welcome back to the James Cooley Show. It's your life, and I tell you what, sit back and enjoying all this great information that Kim is sharing with us, especially about Michelle Place. And I have known, and I live in Temecula as well as California, so I know the great community that we have in Temecula. I know all the great things that Michelle Place is doing, has been doing, and continue to do as they evolve and helping so many others. Just like we had mentioned earlier during the discussion, that it started off with breast cancer only, but now all type of cancers that they are supporting folks that are diagnosed and helping them get the information that they needs, and to help them get an understanding and to feel that people and organizations out there that care. And so, Kim, so why do you think breast cancer is being diagnosed at a younger age, and how can the public respond to this shift? I know we talked about that a little bit in the last segment. So what can the public do to respond to the shift in the younger, just like you mentioned, a young lady,
Right.
with 3 kids and all that. So
Right. It's wild. It's tough because obviously we don't know why people are getting breast cancer. I'm grateful that there's a whole month dedicated to the education and outreach of it. And I think it's just really because it is more prevalent, right? More people learn about it and have heard about it, and they've been impacted by it through their family and friends. But, all you could do is continue to talk about it and make sure it's not as this weird stigma thing, right? Like communicating that with your daughters, with your friends, knowing their body, going back to that, knowing their body, knowing when to go to the doctor and let them know this doesn't feel right, this doesn't look right, and I'm concerned. Making sure that that's okay to have those conversations are important. Again, I just can't emphasize enough the early detection component. And I'm grateful, like I said, for a whole month that's so focused on early detection. I would warn, if you will, one of the things that really bothers me about October and Breast Cancer Awareness Month is the amount of pink that's out there, right? Companies, organizations jump on the bandwagon a little bit and sell pink things saying that they're doing it for Breast Cancer Awareness Month. But what you have to ask yourself before you buy that super cute pink sweatshirt, mug, earrings, headband is, where's the money going? Is it going into the pocket of the person who made the pink item, or is it going to research or to a local resource center, or to in some way support somebody or something that's working towards a cause, or a cure, or something that is actually benefiting, because we do find a lot of times, people say, oh, they did it for Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and the person who's purchasing it meant it, and came from a loving place, but you got to make sure that it really is making an impact and changing something or some way.
That is a very interesting. That's an interesting thing you did bring up. You have to know, is it going to research, or is it going into the vendor's pocket just to basically, I can say, exploit a cause that is so near and dear to everybody? So I'm glad you definitely mentioned that. So Kim, and the holiday season is here, and breast cancer is basically every day someone is diagnosed with that. But what are the plans that Michelle's Place, if any, is doing for the holiday season, the families that they're supporting? Can you tell us anything that's coming?
Thanks for asking, Michelle. So this is our busiest time of year. Obviously, the breast cancer awareness things are intense. There's a lot of those. But this coming Sunday, October 26th, is our annual Walk of Hope, and it's for all cancers. We'll be at the Promenade Mall in Temecula. You can still register at michellesplace.org. It's where we all come together and we walk around the promenade. It's just about 2 miles, but we'll have vendors. We have a car show. You can still register your car. We have food vendors, other kinds of vendors with all kinds of great, local finds, a variety of things, live music, all good stuff. The walk starts at 8 a.m. It's over by 12. So it's just a part of your day, and it's supporting an amazing organization, Michelle's Place. So that's our fundraiser for this year. And again, kids, dogs, everybody's welcome. And then for the holidays, for Thanksgiving, we always provide a Thanksgiving food basket, all the ingredients to make a Thanksgiving meal, including the protein for our families here at Michelle's Place. And so we'll do that the weekend before Thanksgiving. If you want to sign up, if you want to help, you can go to michellesplace.org and you can purchase food, or you can make a donation, and obviously we'll get it for you. But we'll serve probably 150 families with food for Thanksgiving. And then for Christmas, we take also our families that are in our financial assistance program, and we provide their children with Christmas gifts. So we know their ages and their gender, and we have little elves that go out shopping for them, wrap the gifts, and then we host a holiday event for those families, just for those families, not friends, just for those families, so they can be with like-minded people who are experiencing the same things that they are. The kids, families look the same. When they see another mom that looks like their mom and doesn't maybe have hair, it doesn't feel well, they feel this, there's a bond that's made. It's a support that you can't make anywhere else. They're having fun, but they're with people who are they can understand what they're going through. So we'll do that at Christmas time too for them.
Wow. And can you just remind the audience the website of Michelle's Place and where they can see these upcoming events, especially the one coming up around the Promenade Mall? Can you give us just let us know what website they should go to?
It's michellesplace.org, and you'll see it right there on the right-hand side. It says fundraising events, and just scroll down there. And then Thanksgiving, I think, is under events or volunteer opportunities. And Christmas isn't there yet, but check back soon.
Okay, I have it right here, michellesplace.org.
That's right.
All right, audience, you heard from Kim Gerrish herself.
You know, Kim, this has been so informative, and you got a standing invitation on my show anytime.
Thank you.
So I want to thank you for taking the time to come on to share this and also bring awareness, because again, October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month.
That's right.
And so thanks so much. Thanks so much. Thanks so much. I'd like to also thank Dr. Michelle Cooley for putting together another absolutely outstanding show. Most importantly, I'd like to thank my viewers and listeners out there for tuning in to the James Cooley Show Monday through Friday, 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 4 p.m. Central Standard Time, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And also on KCBQ, the answer out of San Diego at 9 p.m. every Sunday. K-Sky AM 660, the answer out of Dallas every Sunday at 6 p.m. Always, always dream big, think big, and be big at everything that you do. We'll be back tomorrow, same time, same place. It's your life, and we'll see you then.